This video explains Germany's latest direct attack on Russia using its own officers, soldiers, and technical advisors to fight the Ukraine-Russia war. Hello friends, this is Unmasked Truth with Harmanjit Saini, where I provide unique analysis of world events based on the unmasked truth that after surrender, Germany continued World War II clandestinely and became a killing machine. I also provide true news that you will find nowhere else. On Saturday, December 31, 2022, when President Putin was giving his annual New Year's Eve address to his nation from Moscow, reportedly, Ukrainian forces launched a barrage of missiles on a barracks building in Makivka, Donetsk, an area occupied by Russia, which housed fresh Russian military recruits. Russia's official figures for the number of dead has gone up to 89 from the previous 63. Ukrainian intelligence sources, however, claimed in a Newsweek article quoting Ukrainska Pravda, a Ukrainian online newspaper, that the strike killed 400 soldiers with an additional 300 wounded. However, Ukraine stated late on Monday, January 2, 2023, that up to 10 units of Russian military equipment of various types were destroyed as a result of the attack, but that Russian personnel losses were still being clarified. Other reports have put the number of Russian soldiers dead at 700. Now, Russia has claimed that the missiles fired with the US supplied HIMARS, or High Mobility Artillery Rocket System, which have a 310-mile range. That may or may not be true. Meanwhile, in an interview with ABC News, Ukraine's military intelligence head, Krylo Budanov, indicated that there will likely be further strikes into Russian territory without specifically saying whether Ukraine would be behind them. He added the attacks would come deeper and deeper inside of Russia, but would only be able to comment on his country's responsibility for the attacks after the war was over. When asked about attacks on Crimea, Budanov said, "Crimea is Ukrainian territory. We can use any weapon on our territory." Here is the truth about this latest attack on Russians in the war. Budanov wants to comment only after the war is over, but as exposed in my video of December 8, 2022, titled Bombshell Development in the Russia-Ukraine War, what the drone strikes deep inside Russia mean, and my December 29, 2022 video titled Germany Attacks Russia Again, Will It Soon Lead to the Third World War? That the supposed Ukrainian missile attacks deep inside Russian territory on the Engels base in the Saratov region and the Dyagilevo base in the Ryazan region on December 5, 2022, and the December 26, 2022 Ukrainian drone attack were actually attacks carried out by Germany deep inside Russian territory. These attacks were not carried out by Ukrainian forces. That's why Ukraine never claimed responsibility for them. The latest rocket attack on December 31, 2022 on a barracks building in Makivka, Donetsk was also a German job. Ukrainian forces had nothing to do with the attack. What may come as a further shock to many is that these attacks were carried out by German military forces from inside Ukrainian territory. German military forces, technical advisors, and soldiers are operating inside Ukraine, carrying out these attacks on Russia. Maybe the US given HIMARS weapon systems were used, or most likely Germany is using its own weapon system to carry out these attacks. Or they may be laser weapons, or whatever new weapons Germany has developed. In my opinion, the first salvos of the Third World War have already been fired. They were fired on December 5, 2022. Germany has attacked Russia. I will not predict how quickly the war will escalate and what turn it will take. I don't even want to speculate so as not to give any ideas to the Germans, Chinese, their allies, Modi's Indians, and the Afghan Taliban and their Pakistani Pashtun allies. Germany controls the narrative. They can stop their attacks anytime or change their tactics anytime, or they may continue escalating the war so that it becomes a full blown Third World War at stunning speed. My guess is that Russian counterattacks on Ukraine are targeting Germans and German masqueraders in the military as well as civilians in operating from Ukraine. It seems that the current agreement between Germany and China is that Germany has to provoke a full fledged war with Russia using its own military, and then China will jump in at the earliest opportunity. China may then choose to attack Russia in support of the war, while German masqueraders in the United States, British Commonwealth nations, and the Palestinians in Israel will start a civil war, and the Taliban in Afghanistan and Pakistan will launch an attack on Punjab state in India in concert with Modi's India. I won't speculate further on the direction of the war because Germany and China can change their strategy anytime depending on the reality on the ground. My guess is that Germany is not going to stop now. They will continue to escalate the war by launching more missile attacks until Russia is forced to respond with deadlier weapons. Russia may keep responding with missile and drone attacks of its own. The war may then escalate into a more deadly ground war to push Russia totally out of the Donbass region of Ukraine and the Crimea. We'll just have to wait and see how the war develops. It could develop into a nuclear war at any instant. I will keep watching these developments and share information as I come across from my sources. I can only emphasize the urgent warning that we are likely on the verge of the beginning of an extremely deadly Third World War. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please continue to watch my videos on important world events, World War III watch, politics, international business, how Bible prophecy is playing an important role in world affairs, then advice on health and medical problems, and much more for in-depth and insightful analysis. Please also subscribe to my YouTube and Facebook channels, Unmasked Truth with Harmanjit Saini, to view and get information on the latest videos.